It's time to think about embellishments for all of these tags. Hi, I'm Kelly with Kelly's Creative Dream Studios, and we are working with the Sound of Autumn paper pad from Cowbella. And I got all of the tags mounted and cut out, and I have them in a semblance of order of how I want to do them. I'm just hoping I don't lose this order before I get started. I've also gone through and fussy cut out several items. Now this is going to be kind of a short video because I am battling a migraine, but I didn't want to leave you without a video. So I got a couple of the doggies cut out. I got some of the leaves cut out, and I thought about, so there's one of the bigger leaf, one of the smaller oak leaves. I'm not sure what these are supposed to be, but they're pretty. They could almost be a birch leaf. Then I have the two pumpkins and the larger of these leaves, and they don't exactly match together, but I thought about making them become a match set. We'll see what happens. And then I have these two sunflowers that I'm going to leave them like they are, but I'm going to do dimensional glaze in the center of these, and then the Winkestella on the petals. And then I'm going to do the dimensional glaze in the center of both of these, but I'm going to leave them as squares to put in here. Then I have this one. I've not quite decided what I'm doing with it yet. It may just get mounted, or it may be a thing by itself. I also have these pieces that I'm not sure what I'm doing with, but I kept them to the side. So that's what we're going to be working with. Now I also found, I went through and I found Stampin' Up! Cardstock colors that kind of match the colors in here. So we have a Mossy Meadow, Cinnamon Cider, Cajun Craze, Soft Seafoam, Papaya, Honey, Poppy, Crushed Curry, and Pumpkin Pie. And those are going to be the colors that I punch out the hole reinforcers from. I'm sorry if I feel sound a little, but my brain just is not functioning with this headache. I also went through and found Gather Together stamp set from Stampin' Up! And the coordinating dies so I could punch out more leaves. I have Coffee Cafe, and I pulled this stamp set out. There's also a stamp set called Mary Cafe. Excuse me, I cannot find mine anywhere. I also did this to do some of the greenery with Christmas season, which is dies, and there's 2 plates of dies in here, I believe, that have different size pine cones and the foliage. So I have those. Now, from Coffee Cafe, since I can't find the stamp set, I do have the paper pad, and I want to go through and I want to punch out. Let me see if I can get this over here without making a mess. And if I have smaller scraps of this in there, I'll use it. But I want to go out and I want to punch out some of the coffee mugs, do a couple of those and use those for dangles in amongst these tags. Now I'm going to try and get this finished up by Friday. I am leaving on Sunday for a 5 or 6 day road trip, and I want to make sure that I get as much stuff done as I can before I get home, so I have time to spend a couple of days with Bob before I start all over. So I'm going to set this one aside, set these tags aside. I have these. I know I want to use this, I'm just not sure how. So I'm going to set these aside. And let's go ahead and do the dimensional glaze first. So I'm going to take and set this here, and I'm going to set it on the back of this cutting mat so I have some stability to move it, and get my dimensional glaze. See if this one is still any good. Yep, there it goes dripping. And like I said, I want to do the centers I'm not sure how I'm going to do this one yet either. But I want to do the centers of these, so let's set them up here. This headache is going to drive me crazy today. I think it's from the weather. We have severe thunderstorm warnings in the area, but it doesn't appear as if we're getting any of it. And this wants to stick. Let me see if I can find my pokey tool and see if there's anything in there that shouldn't be. There we go. And I'm going to put a little dab of this up here, just really let it go. There we go. Now I thought about getting some seed beads out here and putting on here, but I think that'd be a little too much. So I'm just going to make this circle and fill it in, just so we have some dimension on there. And then I'm going to come back and do this one. And then all I have to do is find a flat spot in this office to put stuff to dry. That could be the tricky part. I'm going to pull this close to me so I can see where I'm at. Make sure I have all my little holes and stuff filled in. Okay, so that one's done. And then I'm going to do the same thing with sound. And I think when I put it on there, I think I'm going to back it like this. And I can reverse it. So let me move my paper and sit down like this. And I'm just going to draw a circle around. And I'm not going to go through it. I'm going to pull it towards me. Just like that. Get me a ridge run. And then I'll go through. I may have to get out a new bottle here before too long. But I want to completely fill this in and let it float in. I also just cut apart a couple of Bob's old shirts. And I thought about taking squares of flannel, and those I will put eyelets on those. This bottle is really getting full, or really getting empty. Getting hard to get anything out of. Okay, and I think that one's going to do. I want to put a little bit more on this side, and it really has to be a drop, so it'll float in. I have been battling this migraine all day today. Not really felt up to doing much of anything, but I wanted to. I know I'm pressed for time. So I've been trying to work on this all day today. I've not done any new blog posts. Thankfully, I don't think I have any up for the week. Oh no, I do have one due tomorrow for my tool series on my Cauldron Cafe blog, which is my New Age witchy blog. This one is filling in much better, but I'm really applying a lot of pressure to this to get it to fill in. Okay, let me see if I can look at this one and see how it did. It has a bare spot right there. Now, these may buckle a little bit because I did not put them, I didn't back them on cardstock, and I probably should have. And I really got the glaze on here pretty thick, so I'm going to stick see if I can stick a paper clip down in here, and that will keep this from clogging. And I've got a couple of bare spots right there. Right there. This bottle's about empty. But I've got a hole there and a hole there. I think that's going to do it for us. I'm trying to get this done before Tabby realizes I'm not over in front of the computer and comes walking across the middle of this. Then I'm just going to stick the paper clip down in there, and it will help keep that from clogging. And here comes Tabitha. So I'm going to set these up here on the shelf out of her way. And we have a couple more minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and start paper punching. Actually, let's pull this up here. And I have my plates for that. Actually, let's use the smaller plate. Let's not use this one. Let's use Timmy. And I do need my bigger plate on there. And I use this big base stamping block so that I can put this down so that it won't move with the skid underneath. And then I set the Timmy on it, and Timmy will suction to the acrylic block just like that. Now I want to look in the paper here and see. I need paper that's got coffee beans on the back. So let me flip through here really quick. See if I have any coffee bean paper. It doesn't appear as if I do. Obviously, oops, wait a minute, maybe. There's one that's got cups on it. That'll be enough. But, in able to get them to fit on there, I need to cut them out. So, I'm going to go this way. One of the things I loved about Stampin' Up! Is sometimes when they did papers in their suites, their collections, they would include dies that would punch out some of the images on the paper, and I love that. Now I just want the takeout coffee mugs on here. I really wanted to try and find that stamp set because it has like pumpkin spice and everything nice as part of the stamp set, and I really like that. Okay, I can stick this back in the paper sleeve. And then when I'm done, I can put that paper away. Tabby is down here watching Honeybee's face. Honeybee, if you don't know, is my Beagle Basset mix. Tabby is a tabby. She is so stinking cute. She has to mother everybody. Now, I'm just going to take this little die, and I'm going to use a piece of my tape. Just a little piece of my mint tape from scrapbook.com to get on there and hold that paper down. And then here's my die. Actually, let me do that way. Let's put that down. Let's put the die down right over top of the cup. And I'm going to put my fight head in the way for a minute. And then we're going to take and stick that down. Now, most systems go clockwise. The Sidekick goes counterclockwise. Just like that. And now I have a coffee mug cut from that paper that I can use as part of my embellishments. And we're going to do 3 or 4 more here. And if I wanted to put them back to back so that they were double-sided, this would allow me to do that too. So I can match them up. Now, in fact, I know there will not be a video tomorrow. Tuesday is my day to do nothing but read because I review books on my author blog on Wednesdays. I spotlight the author on Tuesday, and then I review one of their books on Wednesday on my author blog. So if you like contemporary romance, sweet romances most of the time, I'd love to have you pop over to my author blog. The link is always in the bottom of the description box below to see who I'm reading. And one of the things I'm doing, I realize that I am so close to finishing book 2 in my series that one of the things I'm doing this trip is I'm going to take 2 or 3 days at a hotel in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, where my stories are set. And I'm going to try and get this book finished. And see, that slipped on me, so I missed that cup. So we're going to have to skip that cup. And we will do this one and see if it stays where it's supposed to. I think my sticky on my tape is wearing out. Now we'll see if we can get that to stay where it's supposed to. And see, when you mount this on a hard surface like a tabletop or this acrylic block, you pretty much don't even have to hold the machine when you die cut, which is what I really like. So I have a stamp block this size in my Stampin' Up set, so I don't have to make sure that it's attached to something. I can just use that one. Now see, there are other things here, the bigger cups and stuff, but I'm not going to need the bigger cups. I might, if I had the Mary Cafe set that I can't find. Okay, so then we can take this, release it off the plate, just like that, set it back down here, and then I take and wrap these plates up in this. I gotta go a little farther out, here we go, and I secure them with this jumbo clip, and these all go down here in my holder where I keep all of my little tabs for that. Okay, so that helped with that. I'm going to have to take acetone and clean off my pokey tool, I think. Maybe not. Maybe it's going to scrape off where I cleaned that tip out. So let's see how many tags we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 11 times 3 sets, so we've got at least 33 tags in there. So I'm going to do a collection, and I labeled these so I'd remember which ones were which. And remember, to do this, we just use our 1/4-inch hole punch, and we leave some space. And I want to do these in even numbers. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that'll give me 4 sets of those so far, and then we come back in with our 1/2-inch hole punch, and we're going to do this, and hope we didn't get them too close. 1, 2, whoops. Watch, they'll fly away. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So there I have 4 sets in pumpkin pie that I can do on those tags. And I'm going to have to do more of those, I know that. But I think that's going to put me at a stop today. I know this is a short video, but this headache is just hanging in. I will see you back here on Friday, and hopefully I'll have more of this put together, and you can see how this tag thing is coming along. In the meantime, please remember to like, to share, subscribe, and creative blessings.